So, you've experienced the aftermath of intimacy, that strange silence, that subtle distance. Perhaps you've felt the emptiness, the void where connection should be, leaving you questioning everything. You may have even wondered if he's rejecting you, if something is wrong with you. But what if I told you this emptiness, this silence holds a profound meaning? What if this seemingly empty space is actually a portal to deeper understanding, a pathway to a richer connection? Carl Jung, the visionary psychologist, offers invaluable insights into the male psyche, revealing the hidden landscapes within that often manifest after moments of intense intimacy. We'll explore Jung's perspective, unraveling the complexities of the male experience post-intimacy, and discover how to navigate this often misunderstood terrain. We'll uncover the truth behind his silence, the shadow self that emerges, and a crucial role of feminine energy in fostering a deeper, more meaningful bond. This isn't just about fixing a relationship. It's about unlocking a deeper understanding of yourselves and how to cultivate a connection that transcends the physical. The male void after intimacy. Many women misinterpret the male silence after intimacy as rejection, but Jungian psychology offers a different perspective. The ego, that conscious sense of self, can feel threatened by the vulnerability of intimacy. The experience can trigger the emergence of the shadow self, those repressed aspects, fears, and insecurities that lurk in the unconscious. This isn't about him actively rejecting you. It's about him grappling with the intense emotional experience, navigating the often turbulent waters of his inner world. Think of the psyche as a vast ocean. Intimacy is like plunging deep, surfacing with treasures from the seabed, but also potentially facing the dark depths of the ocean floor. For many men, that post-intimacy silence is the ocean floor, the place where they confront their unresolved feelings and fears. This is not a sign of disinterest, but rather the psyche's innate process of integration, a necessary step toward wholeness. What really happens in his mind? After intimacy, the masculine psyche often retreats into the unconscious. This isn't a deliberate act of withdrawal, but a natural response to the intense emotional release. The ego, overwhelmed by the vulnerability of the experience, seeks to regain its composure. The shadow self, with its anxieties and insecurities, may emerge, leading to a sense of unease and a need for space. Jung's concept of individuation becomes key here. The process of becoming whole necessitates confronting and integrating the shadow. For men, this often involves processing the emotional intensity of intimacy, reconciling their conscious and unconscious selves. This process is not linear. It's a cyclical dance between integration and separation, a rhythm essential for the individuation process. Dreams, symbols, and even seemingly random events, synchronicities, become messengers from the unconscious, offering valuable clues to this inner journey. The fatal mistake many women make. The common error many women make is to seek immediate validation after intimacy. This can inadvertently heighten the male's sense of unease, creating pressure and pushing him further into his retreat. Instead of seeking reassurance, understanding his inner process is crucial. Remember, the silence isn't necessarily a reflection of his feelings for you. It's a reflection of his internal landscape. By respecting his need for space and allowing him to process his experience, you create a safer environment for him to integrate his emotions and ultimately deepen the connection. This requires patience and a trust in the natural unfolding of the individuation process. It requires recognizing the importance of the masculine and feminine energies in their unique interplay. The masculine energy, often associated with action and outward expression, needs time to integrate the emotional depth of intimacy. The feminine energy, often associated with intuition and receptivity, can provide the space for that integration to happen. The energetic ritual of the conscious woman. To truly seal the bond, a conscious woman can utilize her feminine energy to create a nurturing space for this integration. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding and supporting his inner journey. This involves 5 key steps. First, acknowledge and validate his need for space. Second, focus on your own self-care, ensuring your emotional well-being. Third, engage in practices that connect you to your feminine energy, such as meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature. Fourth, trust the process, knowing that this period of silence is not necessarily a sign of rejection. Fifth, consciously send him loving energy, allowing him to process his experience without pressure. When intimacy transcends, true intimacy transcends the physical. It becomes a spiritual act, a conscious merging of souls. By understanding and respecting the unique processes of the masculine and feminine psyches, you can cultivate a connection that goes beyond the fleeting pleasure of physical intimacy. This requires embracing the shadow, the unconscious, and the unique journey of individuation for both partners. It's about understanding the profound symbolism of intimacy, its potential for growth, and the power of integrating the totality of self. It's about moving beyond the ego's limitations and embracing the self, the unifying center of the psyche. This journey requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to embrace the complexities of the human experience. It's about accepting the shadow within ourselves and in our partners, nurturing that growth, and together discovering the true depth of connection that lies beyond the surface. Understanding the masculine retreat. Men often experience intimacy differently than women. Their emotional processing isn't always linear or outwardly expressed. While a woman might readily share her feelings, a man might withdraw, needing time alone to integrate the emotional intensity of a shared experience. This isn't a rejection, it's a different mode of processing. Think of it like this. A woman might journal her feelings, openly discussing them with a friend. A man, on the other hand, might go for a long run, immerse himself in a project, or simply sit in silence, allowing the experience to settle within him. This internal processing is vital for him to connect deeply and authentically. It's not a sign of disinterest, but a reflection of his unique psychological landscape. The importance of self-compassion. During these periods of masculine retreat, self-compassion is crucial for both partners. The woman needs to avoid taking his silence personally. She needs to understand that his withdrawal isn't a judgment of her or the relationship. It's a necessary part of his emotional regulation. Similarly, the man needs to practice self-compassion, acknowledging his need for space without judging himself for not expressing his emotions in the way that might be expected. This self-awareness is key to navigating these periods of emotional distance. He needs to understand that his internal processing is a strength, not a weakness. Navigating misunderstandings. Inevitably, misunderstandings can arise during these periods of silence. The woman might fear rejection, while the man might feel misunderstood or pressured. Open communication, when it's possible, is crucial, but it shouldn't be forced. If he's withdrawn, respecting his need for space is paramount. However, when he's ready, a gentle conversation, focusing on validating each other's experiences, can help bridge the gap. It's about creating a safe space for both individuals to express themselves, even if it means simply acknowledging the silence and the emotions it evokes. This requires empathy, patience, and a commitment to understanding each other's unique emotional languages. The role of nonverbal communication. While words are important, nonverbal communication plays a significant role in navigating these delicate dynamics. A gentle touch, a knowing glance, a simple act of kindness. These can speak volumes without demanding a verbal response. These small gestures communicate care and support, letting him know he's loved and understood even in the absence of words. It's about creating a sense of safety and connection through subtle supportive actions, allowing him the space to process his emotions at his own pace. This delicate dance of unspoken understanding fosters a deeper, more resilient connection than words alone can often achieve. It's a testament to the power of empathy and intuitive connection. Cultivating emotional intelligence. Mastering the art of navigating these periods of emotional distance requires cultivating emotional intelligence. This involves understanding your own emotional landscape, recognizing the nuances of your partner's emotional expressions, or lack thereof, and responding with empathy and compassion. It's about recognizing that emotional intimacy is a journey, not a destination, and that periods of silence or withdrawal are simply part of the process. Learning to read the subtle cues, to understand the unspoken language of emotions, is a vital skill in building a deep and lasting connection. It's about moving beyond superficial understanding to a place of profound emotional awareness and acceptance. Understanding his withdrawal. It's crucial to remember that a man's withdrawal isn't necessarily a reflection of his feelings for his partner. Men often process emotions differently than women. While women might express their feelings through conversation, men might retreat inward, needing time and solitude to grapple with their internal world. This isn't a sign of disinterest. It's a different approach to emotional regulation. Think of it like this. Imagine a computer processing a large file. It needs time to work through the data before it can produce a result. Similarly, he needs time to process his emotions before he can articulate them. Pressuring him during this time can be counterproductive, potentially deepening his withdrawal. Recognizing triggers, understanding the triggers that initiate his withdrawal is paramount. Is it stress at work? A personal challenge? A past trauma resurfacing? Identifying these triggers allows for a more compassionate and informed response. Instead of focusing solely on the withdrawal itself, try to understand the underlying cause. This might involve gentle inquiry when he's receptive, not when he's in the midst of his retreat. For example, instead of saying, "Why are you so distant?" try, "I've noticed you've been quieter lately. Is everything all right at work?" This approach avoids accusatory language and opens a space for him to share if he's willing. The power of patience. Patience is an invaluable tool in navigating these periods. Resist the urge to bombard him with questions or demands for explanation. Respect his need for space and allow him the time he needs to process his emotions. This doesn't mean ignoring him completely. It means offering gentle support without pressure. A simple text saying, "Thinking of you," or leaving a small, thoughtful gift can communicate care without intruding on his solitude. This demonstrates understanding and respect for his emotional process. Building bridges through shared activities. When he emerges from his withdrawal, shared activities can be a powerful way to reconnect. These activities shouldn't be overly demanding or emotionally charged. A simple walk in nature, watching a movie together, or engaging in a shared hobby can offer a gentle pathway back to connection. The focus should be on shared enjoyment and presence, not deep conversations. This allows for a gradual rebuilding of intimacy without the pressure of immediate emotional vulnerability. Learning his language. Every individual communicates differently. Some are verbally expressive, while others rely on actions and gestures. Learning his preferred method of communication is crucial. Does he express affection through physical touch, acts of service, quality time? Understanding his love language allows you to offer support in ways he'll readily receive, even during periods of withdrawal. This personalized approach strengthens the bond and shows that you understand and appreciate his unique way of showing love. It's about meeting him where he is, not where you expect him to be. Seeking professional help. If his withdrawal persists, becomes significantly more frequent or intense, or impacts his daily functioning, seeking professional help is crucial. A therapist can provide a safe and neutral space for him to explore the underlying causes of his behavior and offer strategies for coping and communication. This isn't a sign of failure. It's a proactive step towards strengthening your relationship and supporting his well-being. Therapy can equip both of you with tools to navigate these challenges more effectively, fostering a deeper understanding and improving communication. Remember, seeking professional guidance doesn't diminish your efforts. It enhances your ability to support him. Self-care for you. Supporting someone through emotional withdrawal can be emotionally draining. It's vital to prioritize your own self-care during this time. This isn't selfish. It's essential for your well-being and your ability to provide effective support. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Hobbies, spending time with friends, exercise, or pursuing personal interests. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating nutritious meals, and engaging in activities that help you manage stress. Consider joining a support group for partners of individuals who experience emotional withdrawal. Sharing experiences with others who understand can be incredibly helpful. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself allows you to be a stronger and more supportive partner. Avoiding blame and accusation. It's tempting to feel frustrated or even angry when faced with someone's emotional withdrawal. However, blaming or accusing him will only exacerbate the situation and deepen the rift between you. Instead, focus on expressing your own feelings using I statements. For example, instead of saying, "You always withdraw when things get tough," try, "I feel hurt and worried when I don't know how you're feeling." This approach avoids placing blame and opens a space for him to understand your perspective without feeling attacked. Remember, empathy and understanding are crucial in navigating these difficult times. Focus on building a bridge of communication, not a wall of resentment. Reframing the situation. Try to reframe your perspective on his withdrawal. It's not necessarily a rejection of you. It might be a manifestation of his own internal struggles. He may be grappling with complex emotions he's not yet ready to process or communicate. Viewing his behavior through a lens of compassion and understanding can help you respond with more patience and support. This doesn't excuse his behavior, but it allows you to approach the situation with more empathy and less judgment. Remember, understanding the why behind his actions can be more helpful than focusing solely on the what. Understanding his emotional landscape can illuminate the path to better communication and connection. Ultimately, navigating emotional withdrawal requires patience, understanding, and a commitment to open communication from both partners. By focusing on self-care, practicing empathy, and reframing the situation, you can create a supportive environment that fosters healing and strengthens your relationship. Remember that seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and can provide invaluable tools for navigating this challenging journey together.